It is also the responsibility of the foreperson to confine the discussions in the jury room to the evidence and the law in this particular case. Whenever all 12, and I repeat all 12, jurors agree upon all the verdicts, you will sign the verdicts in ink. You'll do one at a time. You don't have to decide them all at once and then go back and sign them. Do one at a time. You'll do it in ink. You will advise the court when you have completed all of the verdict forms. The rules of law, which were explained to you in these instructions, are binding upon the individual conscience and judgment of each member of the jury. It is your duty as jurors to consult with one another and to deliberate with a view to reaching a common verdict. Each of you must decide this case for himself or herself, but you should do so only after consideration of the views of your fellow jurors. And you should not hesitate to change your opinion when others convince you that you are in error. You should, however, not be influenced to vote any way on a question submitted to you, solely because the majority of the jurors favor such a decision. Nor should a juror turn a deaf ear to his or her associate jurors, and without listening to their reasons or arguments, obstinately stand upon his or her own opinion. It must be the object of all of you to arrive at a common conclusion as to the charges, and to this end you should deliberate together with calmness and in a dispassionate manner, being considerate of each other's viewpoints on the evidence. When you are in the jury room, you will have with you the verdict forms that we have reviewed and any exhibits that have been admitted into evidence. This is an important case. It is important to the state of Ohio, and it is important to the defendant. So you will take whatever time you feel is reasonably necessary to fully consider all the issues you are to decide. If you do disperse, either for a lunch break or for an evening recess, the admonition that I've been giving you all along about not talking about the case, not letting anyone to talk to you about the case, is more imperative than it ever was. So unless you are together in the jury room, you shall not discuss the case at all. And even if you are in the jury room, if one or the other shall absent himself or herself for a period of time, you would cease your deliberations and discussions at that time until everybody is present. I want to ask all of the 12 jurors who are seated in this case if you are able to proceed to deliberation. Is there any one of you who can think of any reason why you can't? If anything should happen to any one of you while in deliberations, the alternate jurors will step in. But I'll let you know that all the verdict forms that you'd signed to that point would have to be discarded and deliberations would have to start again. Is there any one of you who could not go any further? Okay. With that, then, our alternate jurors, your job is completed. However, I'm not going to let you go. You can sit in the jury assembly room. You're free to leave the building. Just make sure we know where we can find you at any point in time. You can bring work to work on if you need to, books to read if you want to, knit if you do, I don't know. But I do need you to be in close proximity in the event that anything happens to any one of our 12 jurors. I'm amazed that we've made it to this point and only lost one juror. And my fear is we may start to lose them quickly. So I want to make sure that, not that I think anything's going to happen to any one of you, but I just don't, I get nervous. So if you could just stick around. If you do leave the building, just let the jury commission know where we can find you, okay? And my instruction about not talking about the case, not letting anyone talk to you about the case, and not forming or express any opinion on the case still applies. So I know that this is difficult. I know that it was hard to sit through all that evidence, and now to go sit in a room knowing that you may not even get to play a part, but your role is essential. It is vital. If for whatever reason we didn't have you there and one of our alternates or one of our jurors got sick or something happened to them, we would have to start all over again. And I don't think anybody wants that. You were picked. This is your job, and is your service to this county. There isn't anybody else who's gonna know more about this case than you do. All right? I do not envy you in the task that you are undertaking, but I do admire you for it. Anything further?
Very okay.
All right.